Ada is there.
I did help him take the shoe guard off of the
I hate
truck.
doing nothing, don't you? Don't you hate doing nothing? Just sitting and... Don't you hate doing nothing?
I'm sorry.
I said, don't you hate doing nothing?
hate doing nothing. Sometimes.
I like to do something.
Depending on the choice given.
At home, it's okay to do nothing if you feel like it. But when you're sitting somewhere...
If he don't get back out here to these flowers, they're going to die.
I noticed that.
Something, and then...
The ones out there need watered. The ones in the ground.
And the roses, they're just...
I almost turned the water on this morning. I thought,
He's
no,
not
I better.
doing, we're going to do s'mores and mulch and all this stuff. It bounces around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, getting time. Hello, Northwest Georgia, and welcome to your weather on North Georgia Television. Another beautiful day yesterday. Expect a partly cloudy day today with winds south-southeast at 5 to 10. Temps jumped up quickly to near 80, and then highs this afternoon way up around 88. Mostly cloudy overnight with lows near 65 and light and variable winds. Around the region, Calhoun at 59, warming up to 80 by noon, and then an area high of 88. And Chatsworth, starting out at 61 this morning, expect 80 at noon and then up to 87. Chickamauga at 60 this morning. Temps rise up to 81 by noon and then on up to 87 this afternoon. Cohutta at 60 this morning, 80 expected midday, and then on up to 86. Dalton had 59 for the overnight low early this morning, up to 80 by midday, and then up to 87. And Fairmount at 61 this morning, expect a noon temp of 81, and then up to 88 this afternoon for your high. And Fort Oglethorpe at 60, 81 at midday, and then up to 87 around 4 this afternoon. And Lafayette 59, 80 at midday, and then 86 for you as well. And Ringgold at 60 this morning, midday, expect 81 and 87 for your mid-afternoon high. And our 7-day forecast, tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, highs in the mid-80s and then lows in the mid-60s, mostly cloudy skies overnight. Thursday, more thunderstorms in the morning, cloudy skies in the afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, lows overnight in the 60s with scattered thunderstorms. Expect some variable clouds Friday with scattered thunderstorms again, highs near 80, lows overnight near 60, thunderstorms possible early, winds will be light and variable. On Saturday, highs in the upper 70s with early showers, more scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, cloudy Saturday night with lows in the upper 50s. And Sunday, 40% chance of morning showers, then a cloudy afternoon, highs near 80. Clearing Sunday night, lows near 60. And partly cloudy next Monday, highs near 85, lows near 60 with a few clouds overnight. And that is your weather forecast. Remember, whatever the weather, North Georgia Television hopes you have a blessed and beautiful day. here are the area obituaries. Phyllis Childers McDaniel, age 59. Phyllis McDaniel of Ranger died Saturday, April 27th at Gordon Hospital. The funeral service will be held at Max Brannon and Son Funeral Home on Tuesday, April 30th at 3 p.m. with Reverend Eddie Brannon officiating. Burial will follow in Pleasant Hill Baptist Church Cemetery. Bobby L. Rittenhouse, age 82. Bobby Rittenhouse of Dalton passed away Sunday, April 28th at his residence. The funeral service to honor his life will be held Tuesday, April 30th at 11 a.m. at the Pleasant Grove Chapel of Julian Peoples Funeral Home, with Chris Byers and Alan Byers officiating. Burial will be in West Hill Cemetery. Polly Stewart Dean, age 88. Polly Dean of Calhoun passed away Saturday, April 27th in Advent Gordon Health. Funeral services will be conducted Tuesday, April 30th at 3 p.m. from the Chapel of Thomas Funeral Home with Chaplain Don Gell and Jamie Dean officiating. Burial will follow in Blackwood Springs Baptist Cemetery, and the family will receive friends Tuesday from 1 until 3 p.m. prior to the funeral. Dennis Ralph Croft, age 60. Dennis Croft of Chattanooga passed away Sunday, April 28th at his residence, surrounded by his family. Funeral services will be 1 p.m. Tuesday in the Chapel of Heritage Funeral Home, Battlefield Parkway, with Brother James Trotter officiating. Interment will be in Lakewood Memory Gardens South, and the family will receive friends from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Tuesday at the funeral home. Mrs. Stacy Latrice Hayes Thomas, age 37. Stacy Thomas of Chattanooga passed away Wednesday, April 24th. Services will be held Friday, May 3rd at 1 p.m. from the New Mount Carmel Baptist Church in Chattanooga with Pastor Walter Lindsay as eulogist. The family will receive friends at the church 1 hour before the service, and interment will follow at beautiful Greenwood Cemetery. Arrangements are by Willis Funeral Home of Dalton. Mr. Stanley Justin Sosby, age 63. Stanley Sosby of Chatsworth passed away April 28th. He was preceded in death by his father and stepmother. Survivors include his sister and fiancé. Mr. Sosby will be cremated and a private memorial service will be later. Arrangements made with integrity by Sean Chapman Funeral Home and Crematory. Mr. Richard Goswick, age 72. Richard Goswick of Chatsworth passed away Sunday, April 28th at the Kindred Hospital in Chattanooga. Arrangements made with integrity by Sean Chapman Funeral Home. Mr. John D. Cowart, age 71. Mr. John D. Cowart of Dalton passed away Sunday, April 28th at the local hospital. Arrangements by locally owned and operated Ponders Melrose Chapel of Dalton. Mr. Sybil Ketchum, age 80. Mr. Sybil Ketchum of Dalton departed this life Monday, April 29th, the Quinton Memorial Healthcare. Arrangements by local owned and operated Ponders Melrose Chapel of Dalton. Mr. Dylan H. Ponder, age 78. Mr. Dylan H. Ponder of Dalton departed this life Saturday, April 27th at the local hospital, surrounded by his loving family. Arrangements are by locally owned and operated Ponders Melrose Chapel of Dalton. Mr. Harold Leroy Denton, age 68. Mr. Harold Denton of Tunnel Hill departed this life Friday, April 26th. Service to celebrate the life of Harold Leroy Denton will be held Tuesday, April 30th at 2 p.m. from Ponders Melrose Chapel, with Pastor John Johnson officiating. Interment will follow in the Ponders Colonial Hills Memorial Park Cemetery. The family will receive friends at the funeral home after 11 a.m. Tuesday until the service hour. And Mr. Gordon Livingston, age 87. Gordon Livingston of Dalton passed away Saturday, April 27th at Hamilton Medical. The funeral service will be Tuesday, April 30th at 2 p.m. The Pleasant Grove Chapel of Julian Peoples Funeral Home with Chaplain Stephen Miller officiating. Burial will be in United Memorial Gardens. The family will receive friends at the funeral home Tuesday from 1 until the service time of 2 p.m. That's our obituaries. Now stay tuned for your news.
Welcome, Northwest Georgia. We are your news covering Catoosa, Gordon, Murray, Walker, and Whitfield counties. My name is Adam Scott.
And I'm Aaron Scott. In the news today, the Georgia Department of Public Health has confirmed 3 new cases of measles. Dalton Post Office is offering extended passport acceptance hours. Also coming up, upcoming events.
The Georgia Department of Public Health confirms 3 new measles cases in the metro Atlanta area. 3 individuals are all members of one family, none of whom were vaccinated. Although the risk of becoming sick is low, DPH is notifying individuals who may have been exposed to the virus and may be at increased risk for developing measles. Including these 3 additional cases, the statewide total of measles cases in 2019 is 6. Measles is a highly contagious, serious respiratory disease. It is particularly dangerous for infants who cannot be immunized until they are at least 12 months old and young children who have only received 1 dose of measles vaccines. Measles can be prevented through vaccination, according to Sherry Drenzik, Chief Science Officer and State Epidemiologist for the Georgia Department of Public Health. She said that keeping immunization levels high is critical to preventing outbreaks or sustained transmissions of measles in Georgia. It also provides herd immunity for those who cannot be vaccinated. The MMR vaccine is safe and effective. 2 doses of MMR vaccine are about 97% effective at preventing measles. 1 dose is about 93% effective. Measles spreads when an infected person breathes, coughs, or sneezes, and respiratory droplets travel through the air. Measles virus can live in the air and on surfaces for 2 to 3 hours. Almost everyone who has not been vaccinated will get measles if they are exposed to the virus. Symptoms of measles include fever, which can be very high, cough, runny nose, and red eyes, tiny white spots on the inner lining of the cheek, also called Koplik spots, rash of tiny red spots that start at the head and spreads to the rest of the body. These spots may become joined together as they spread. People with symptoms of the measles should contact their healthcare provider immediately. Do not go to the doctor's office, the hospital, or public health clinic without first calling to let them know about your symptoms. Healthcare providers who suspect measles in a patient should notify public health immediately. And that's true, but do some research about the shot before you get it.
Again, me personally, I believe I'd like to research into the vaccination correlation. Next up, the Dalton Post Office is offering extended passport acceptance hours and a passport fair on Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. Customers will be served on a first-come, first-served basis. No appointments are needed. There is a limited capacity for acceptance. Fees are passport card, $30 for adults and $15 for the under the age of 16. Passport book is another $110 for adults and $80 for anyone under the age of 16. And a passport card and book is $140 for adults and $95 for anyone under the age of 16. The fees must be paid with a personal check or money order. There is a $35 processing acceptance fee and a $15 fee for photos, which can be paid for by cash, personal check, debit and credit cards, or a money order. The Passport Fair offers passport photo services. Travelers are encouraged to apply for a passport several months before they are scheduled to travel overseas. The average time for passport applications and renewals is 6 weeks. However, for an additional fee, the State Department will expedite the application and process it within 3 weeks. To apply for a passport, travelers need to complete Passport Application Form DS-11 and leave it unsigned until at their appointment. Provide one of the following: U.S. birth certificate from the Department of Vital Statistics or naturalization papers. Applicants must also show either a valid driver's license, a previous or current U.S. passport book or card, certificate of naturalization, certificate of citizenship, military ID, or federal, state, or municipal government employee ID card. Applicants 15 and under must be present with both parents unless consent is given. Ages 16 and 17 require only one parent to be present. For more information about passport application requirements and to download forms, visit the State Department's travel website at www.travel.state.gov.
And that's a fact. It takes a minute to send those if you don't do the fast route. Next up, the Georgia Labor Commissioner Mark Butler said Thursday that Metro Dalton, which includes Whitfield and Murray counties, posted a strong March with key metrics trending in the right directions. Metro Dalton preliminary numbers showed posted monthly gains in jobs, labor force, and employed residents. Meanwhile, the number of unemployment claims decreased and the unemployment rate has dropped. Butler said that Georgia's economy, just like the nation, is running strong. Our communities are constantly adding jobs and unemployment rates are falling. The numbers continue to improve. Metro Dalton ended March with 69,000 jobs. That's an increase of about 2,200 jobs from the total as of last year, and it's up from 300 from the previous month's total. Dalton also posted gains for jobs in trade, transportation, and utilities. The unemployment rate decreased in March, dropping by 0.8% to settle at 4.6%. A year ago, the rate was 5.2%. Nationally, the rate for March remained unchanged at 3.8%. The labor force decreased in March by about 400 to reach 61,567. That number is up by 479 from the total of March 2018. Dalton ended February with 58,000 employed residents. The number climbed by 109 in March and was up by 876 over March's 2018's total. And the number of unemployment claims fell in March by 12% and were up by 100% from the same period last year. Claims were down in manufacturing. Employ Georgia, the Georgia Department of Labor's online job listing service at employgeorgia.com, showed 428 active job postings in Metro Dalton for March. You can visit dol.georgia.gov to learn more about career opportunities, Employ Georgia, and other department services for job seekers and employers, and to connect with the department on social media.
I'm Aaron Scott. We thank you for tuning in here at Northwest Georgia Television News, and we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
I'm Connie Hall Scott, and my show, The Talk with Connie, is right here on North Georgia Television. And I hope you'll join me and my very, very interesting guests as we dish on, well, just about everything. Meet local and regional entertainers, newsmakers, motivators, and all kinds of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Enjoy man-on-the-street interviews, hot topic discussions, and even the occasional game or prank. It's all about community and getting to know each other. My goal is to entertain, educate, and stimulate. So join the talk for a new episode every week.
Hello, friends. This is Donnie Worley down at Pal's Town Square Cafe in the heart of historic downtown Dalton, Georgia. We're here at 116 West King Street, where Pal's Country Kitchen was located for over 40 years. We want to thank all our family and friends and wonderful, wonderful guests for coming down and supporting us this last year. And invite you to come down and check out some of our new menu items and specials and our wonderful specials every week for the month of March to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. Thank you again, and come down and enjoy a little fellowship and some of the fine programming on North Georgia Television, always playing on our TV here to support all our local businesses.
Hi, I'm Lori McDaniel, host of The Local Scene. We've all heard it a million times. There's nothing to do around here. Well, The Local Scene exists to prove that statement wrong. We promote events, festivals, fundraisers, and exciting news about what's going on in Northwest Georgia. If you're looking for something to do, tune in. If you've got an event or something special you want to promote on the air, let us know so you can be a guest on the show. Hey, free publicity doesn't grow on trees, you know. If you'd like to be on The Local Scene, please email WDNN at info@WDNNTV.com with the subject line The Local Scene, or call us at 706-278-9713. Nothing to do, as if.
Precision Chemical and Paper Supply is locally owned and operated by Damon Duckett, serving our community for 40-plus years. We can supply all your away-from-home needs. Business-to-business products include janitorial, food and beverage, facilities and ground, office products, and packaging. Located at 101 Bryant Avenue in Dalton. Give Precision Chemical and Paper Supply a call today at 706-226-8795 or visit them on their website at precisionchemicalandpaper.com.
Welcome back here in Northwest Georgia. I'm Aaron Scott. Next up, Georgia gas prices are up this week compared to a week ago. Georgia drivers are now paying an average of $2.73 per gallon for regular unleaded, 3 cents more than a week ago and 13 cents more than this time last month. However, drivers are only paying 1 cent more than the same time last year. Motorists are now paying an average of $40.95 for a full 15-gallon tank of gasoline, a discount of $1.05 from when prices were higher last May. Gasoline prices nationwide continue to rise, said Montre Waiters, spokeswoman of AAA. The market price for crude and gasoline are major factors, as well as local supply and demand. In its latest weekly petroleum report, the Energy Information Administration revealed that while demand decreased slightly to 9.41 million barrels per day last week, the rate is more than 325,000 more than where it was last year at this time. Alongside healthy demand, total domestic stocks of gasoline fell by 2.2 million to 225.8 million barrels last week, 11 million lower than the total stock level during the same week in 2018. There are other contributing factors that switch over to more expensive to produce summer blend gasoline and reduce gasoline production as a result of maintenance at refineries across the country. As a result, American motorists should expect increased pump prices as demand remains robust and stocks dwindle. Regionally, most expensive metro gasoline markets were Atlanta at $2.79 per gallon and Athens at $2.76 per gallon, and Gainesville right behind with $2.75 a gallon. The least expensive metro markets in the region are Albany with $2.61 a gallon, Columbus and Warner both at $2.59 per gallon.
Oh, looking at gas prices is always crazy to me because there's just a few powerhouses who really control all of that. It's interesting. You should look into it. Next up, interprofessional education has become increasingly important for students pursuing a career in healthcare fields. Dalton State College's School of Health Professions has made that a part of the school's focus, increasing opportunities for students to come together for learning and hands-on experience. Now, another option has been added. Students can participate in the Blue Ridge Area Health Education Center's Scholars Program, AHEC, which centers around interprofessional education. AHEC is a nonprofit regional health education center dedicated to increasing the supply, distribution, and education of health professionals in Northwest Georgia. Interprofessional education is a huge topic in healthcare because health professionals don't work in silos, according to Gina Kurtlis-Tarter, Dean of the School of Health Professions. Nurses, respiratory therapy, radiology technology, and social workers all have to work together. This program allows students to gain more experience working with other disciplines before entering the workforce. It allows students to understand what people working in other disciplines do and why, which makes them more effective in their role. This is the first year of the Scholars Program. Students receive a $1,000 stipend for participating, participate in undergraduate research, present at conferences, and work toward a real-world solution to a health issue in Northwest Georgia. 10 students were chosen for the first cohort. The program lasts 2 years and utilizes online learning and in-person discussions, as well as experience in the field. The first year of the program consists of online learning modules and debriefings. The second year consists of 40 hours of on-site experimental learning, said Mandy Hunter, the preceptor coordinator for AHEC. The program is supplemental to what's being done in the classroom and covers areas such as behavioral health integration, social detriments of health, cultural competency, and emerging health issues facing Northwest Georgia, she said. For Leah Pitts, a respiratory therapy student, participating in the Scholars Program allows her to revisit her passion for community engagement that started when she was in high school. Though that portion of the program won't begin for another year, Pitts is excited to work with a team to address and find working solutions to the mental illnesses facing Northwest Georgia. She said that she has seen how mental illness can develop into addictions. It can be mind-blowing to see how one part of a person's health is connected to another, and that sometimes there's a mindset that one discipline is more important or better than another, but she is trying to get everyone involved. She wants those in different disciplines to have the same mindset, and they are all vital in the patient's life. AHEC is geared toward that, as well as focusing on the big picture when it comes to all health.
Can't wait to hear an update on that story. Next up, while teaching elementary-age children might be considered by some as challenging, Redbud Elementary teacher Kelly Pinley chooses to look at her job as a project. In her perspective, if a student isn't learning well, she's not doing her job well.
Pinley started her career with Gordon County Schools as a bus driver, a special education paraprofessional, before completing her teaching degree from Reinhardt University. In teaching both exceptional students and gifted students in 3rd grade, Pinley is always changing her approach to teaching with one significant constant. The student is always the priority. When curriculum isn't making sense to a student, she alters her teaching approach to fit the needs of each individual without disregarding the learning styles of other students in the class. She works with parents, students, and other teachers in the building to make sure all students are getting the best possible education. Pinley was announced in March to be one of the 3 finalists for Gordon County Schools District-Wide Teacher of the Year Award, along with Nikki Hampton from W.L. Swain and Jamie Crowley from Fairmount Elementary School. And according to Redbud's assistant principal Monica Holt, having Pinley in the district's top 3 is not a surprise. She said she is a true change agent in our school, not just for the kids but for the staff. Holt said Pinley teaches more than curriculum. She teaches the kids and teaches everyone every day that they all have something to learn. Holt said the school is thrilled to have one of their own teachers recognized among the top 3 finalists for the award, adding that Pinley shows the community that Redbud is still an exciting place to be. Pinley, who said she was born to teach, couldn't imagine herself doing anything else. She said the classroom is a place where she feels safe and comfortable. Pinley is known around the school as the campus's Energizer Bunny, never running out of excitement and positivity despite challenges within the classroom and having 6 children of her own. But following along with her teaching philosophy, the 3rd grade teacher said she strives to be always growing and constantly learning. Pinley said she will do whatever it takes to figure out how they learn best, and she wants to push all the students to go higher than they ever imagined possible. This year, Pinley's class motto is "Mistakes are learning," and over the course of the academic year, she amended it to say, "Mistakes are learning if you find out what caused the mistake and try something new," making an example for her students by showing them she is constantly transforming into a better teacher and learning from her mistake. Pinley aims to demonstrate how to be a lifelong learner. She said that these are the years that students are forming, and these years are so important. She believes the more that they're challenged and reminded that it's safe for them to make mistakes, that it will shape them as they get older. In response to her nomination for Teacher of the Year, Pinley said she would love to have a bigger platform to show teachers the potential influence they have on their students and how much attitude is everything. At the end of each school year, her hope is that all students leave her classroom feeling loved, confident, and excited about learning, and that love for learning continues throughout their lives. Penley has earned a Master's of Education in Early Childhood Education from Piedmont College and is currently pursuing a specialist degree in curriculum and instruction. Planning to graduate in 2019, the 2019-2020 Gordon County Schools Teacher of this year will be named at the banquet held in honor of the 3 finalists on April 30th. What a great woman. That's awesome.
Oh, that's very great. I'm Aaron Scott, and we thank you for tuning in here this morning at Northwest Georgia Television News. And remember, guys, above all, stay classy.